when you go to the grocery store, remember to read those labels. It's Tuesday morning. I'm off today. Finally got an off day. It is beautiful outside. I don't know. It's probably in the 70s. The weather's just fantastic. So I'm sitting out here on the deck, just me and Kiki, running around here somewhere. But I made my usual breakfast of bacon and eggs, right? It's like my favorite meal. But I didn't pay close attention when I bought the bacon, and I got the bacon out of the refrigerator, and I looked at the label. It wasn't regular bacon. It was this applewood bacon, which I loathe. I can't stand it. I mean, it's edible. I've had it before, but I'm just not a fan. When I want bacon, I just want bacon, right? But this was applewood bacon, so I'm thinking, well, what do I do? Do I take it? But can you return bacon? I don't know. But I'm just going to eat through it and hold my nose. It's not that bad. It's just not my preference. But, you got to be careful when you do grocery shopping anymore. There's so many different flavors that they add to so many different things. But when I want bacon, I just want bacon, just regular bacon. If you're in a market where you can find, I've tried every bacon there is, I believe, every brand that's available down here anyway. If you have access to a brand called Wright Brothers Bacon, WRIGHT, of all the ones I've tried, that is, to me, the best. I get the Wright Brothers thick sliced bacon, and I eat it a lot. Occasionally I'll have some sausage, but almost always it's bacon and eggs. But I don't like flavored things. I don't know if you've ever heard of the comedian Brian Regan, Regan. If you've never heard him, you should look him up. On YouTube, look up I Walked on the Moon. If you want to have a yuck fest, this guy is hilarious. One of the routines he does is about the fruit juice aisle. Of course, I don't drink fruit juice. There's nothing but sugar. I think there's more sugar in fruit juice than there is Coca-Cola. But he said, have you ever noticed how the cranberry salesman has got his product in all the other fruit juices? It's not just apple juice, it's cran-app. It's not just grape, it's cran-grape. Not just banana, it's cran-banana. Everything's got cranberry in it. So be careful. Read those labels. I don't want applewood bacon, just bacon. That's all. Anyway, I noticed that Pete Rose died yesterday. Pete Rose was a childhood hero of mine. When I was growing up, I was born in 61. The Cincinnati Reds, the big red machine of 1975 and 6 and 74, that kind of era, they were fantastic. I can still recall most of the players on that team. Johnny Bench was the catcher. Some of y'all don't care about this, I know. But Pete Rose, of course, was the all-time hits record. But he was denied the Hall of Fame because he broke the cardinal rule of baseball. He bet on baseball, and they kept him out of the Hall of Fame. And that's kind of a shame. All these other guys they kept out of the Hall of Fame, like Mark McGwire and Roger Clemens and Sammy Sosa and some of these guys, they kept them out. And Barry Bonds kind of hits home with me because my idol growing up in baseball was Hank Aaron, the home run king. He broke Babe Ruth's record. I'll never forget that night. It was I believe it was April 9th of 74. I was 13 years old, and Hank Aaron hit number 715, breaking Babe Ruth's record. Bonds came along years later and broke the record. But Bonds was a steroid user, as were other players such as McGwire and what have you. And these people have been kept out of the Hall of Fame because of various infractions or reputations, steroid use. For Pete Rose, gambling on baseball, which you cannot do. My feelings on it are simply this. I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. I think these other guys who have the records should be in the Hall of Fame. I think that you just tell their story. Put them in the Hall of Fame and tell their stories. Just Pete Rose, I mean, obviously he got more hits than anybody. He beat Ty Cobb. Put him in the Hall of Fame and just tell the whole story. This is what he did. Here's why he's here, and here's what he did, and here's why there was trouble. But now, of course, if he ever gets in, it'll be posthumously, and I think that's really unfortunate. But anyway, he did later confess that he did bet on baseball, but I don't know if he's going to make it in there or not. So a little update on Marina. I'm going to get her either this Friday or next Monday. It's going to be one or the other. I'm probably going to go this Friday and pick her up finally, thank the Lord, and bring her back home. And then next week we're going to take off on vacation. I'm going to take y'all with me to the beach. How about that? That'll be fun. I had some thoughts I wanted to share about the Hurricane Helene, and the non-response to this incredible suffering people are going through from the White House. This is something that needs to be mentioned. Just in case you don't know, this hurricane was awful. It hit in the Big Bend area of Florida. I believe it came ashore as a Category 4. I could be wrong about that. I don't think it was a 5, but it was bad enough. But that's not a very heavily populated area, so you didn't hear about a lot of injuries or deaths in that particular area. But when it came on shore, it went up through Georgia and into the Carolinas, and it just seemed to get in the Smoky Mountain region of North Carolina, western North Carolina, and just sit. And the devastation there is almost beyond belief, and it's heartbreaking. I'm sure that many of you have seen the photos and watched some videos of the flooding. There are entire towns of western North Carolina that are just not there anymore. They have absolutely been wiped off the map. It is terrible. It is just simply heartbreaking. People trapped, they can't get out, they don't have food, they don't have water, they don't have access to, the necessities of life, and all kinds of rescue efforts are underway even as I speak to help these poor people out, and the response from the White House has been nil. Nil. There might have been a quote or two, and I'm not saying that FEMA has not been dispatched to that area, but this is just a glaring example of non-leadership from the occupant of the White House. Conversely speaking, Donald Trump has been already to Valdosta, Georgia. That's in southern Georgia. They were fairly hard hit. He's already been there. He's already been coordinating efforts for relief for the people affected by Helene. And he has told the people in North Carolina he is going to send as much aid as he can and coordinate efforts to help these people out. In other words, he is showing real leadership in a time where it is really needed. Now, Biden has been nowhere near the region. Of course, this, especially for him, would be purely symbolic. He's not really able to hardly walk down a flight of stairs, as we've seen. But the non-response from the White House is just heartless, utterly heartless. This is the time when you need a leader to step up and lead, but you're not going to get that out of Joe Biden. Of course, you can be an illegal alien and get anything you want, apparently, but for the poor people of Appalachia, they're getting nothing from the White House. Now, I did read where he is scheduled to go down to that area, I believe in 3 or 4 days, well after the fact. But Donald Trump has been on top of this. Donald Trump, think what you will of this man. He is a leader. He's an alpha male. He is a grab the bull by the horns kind of person. And he is a leader. This is an example of leadership. No matter what you think about him personally, he is leading. He is a sight for sore eyes for people who are hurting and need help. He came to Tuscaloosa, Alabama last Saturday night. The game did not go well. Georgia lost. Alabama beat us. But Trump was there at the game, and the reaction was what you might expect when his image was put up on the big jumbotron. So, people here love Donald Trump, simple as that. You don't see any Biden-Harris signs anywhere that I've seen. unless you get down into the artsy part of Birmingham or Huntsville or what have you. By and large, it's Trump country, and he'll carry the state with ease. That's not a problem. I'm still going to go out and vote for him, though. But that's what's going on. I'm off for the rest of the day. I got to hit it hard tomorrow and probably go to Missouri on Friday. I told you my channel is going to be just largely eclectic. Just me getting on here and puking out some stuff and making an appearance. I hope that's all right with all of you. Go out there and have a great day. I'll talk to you. Oh, by the way, one more thing I wanted to say. I don't beg for money on this channel, but I am begging for money now. Or anything that you've got. And I just want to encourage all of you, if you're able at all to help the people out that have been affected by Helene, I encourage you to do so. And you can do so, I don't need to tell you how to do it, but if you have the resources, I really want to encourage you to make a donation to your favorite charity, so that we can get some help to these people that have been affected by this storm. So yes, I'm begging for money. Do what you can. You know how to do it. And go and just find your favorite charity. I think Franklin Graham has a really good one, the Samaritan's Purse. I know they're active in that area. But there's lots of good, fine charities out there you can donate to if you are able. If you're not, don't worry about it, but you can certainly pray for these folks. Just do what you can. These people need our help, and if you can help them, by all means, do so. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.